My name is Becky Lemieux, and this is Cheyenne Paulus. She's 11 years old. She's my granddaughter, and she's also been a gardener since she's been a little girl, and we try to pass the information on. I look at gardening as a life skill. Whole foods are just the way to go. The traditional viewpoint is food is medicine.
My name is Kathy Berg, Kathy with a K, and my last name is spelled B-A-E-R-G. I am the Community Transformation Grant Coordinator, and as such, our goal is to increase knowledge about healthy eating and active living and increase those kinds of things, decrease commercial tobacco consumption. I bought hundreds and hundreds of gardening items for community members, hoses, straw bales, and it was a huge project, but it was very well received, and people were very happy about it.
So when Kathy talked to us about these straw bales, I wanted to try them and see exactly what I could do with my limited, abilities. So I've enjoyed working with the bales this year.
And luckily, my garden is almost 100% popped up out of the bales. I mean, they're going crazy on me.
I think we're going to have a huge crop of green beans, so that's really good. And tomatoes.
Well, this year we were fortunate enough to get enough material to do our first straw bale gardening. I was really interested in that. And so in our garden we have a lot of different squash and zucchini. I also put flowers in there, so we've had a really good experience with it.
Because of relocation, and the other community members will share how the community was moved from a very fertile area alongside the river to a pure clay. So there has to be, we lost a generation of gardeners and we lost the soil. So now we have to reestablish everything and see how we can develop it in grow boxes, in hay bales, in mounds. How is it that we're going to bring gardening back to the community? And it'll be a process. And this is part of it.
The truth is, I've never really gardened before because of the soil in this area. And growing up as a kid, we never really had a garden because of the clay, But my squash is my pride and joy. I love Hubbard squash. It's a regular native Indian food, and for me, there's nothing better. So it's just like it's a wild weed, and it's growing.
So I used to go to the farmer's market and buy fresh tomatoes, but they're kind of expensive. So now I'll be able to go right out in my yard and get them, and it won't cost me nothing. But what's really nice about it, I have a hard time with my arthritis in my knees, and I'm not able to do a regular garden, get down and climb around in the soil and all that. So this is perfect for me, so that's what I like about it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even have a garden, except everything is high up and I can reach it and do everything.
I had went through surgery this past spring, so I was very limited. And when I found out that there was no weeding, very easy to take care of, that was really turned me on. I thought, this is it, this is my chance.
We all know that we're kind of predisposed to being diabetic, so the exercise helps, the fresh air helps, and consuming the foods that are good for us helps. As we use our sweetgrass, as one of our 4 sacred plants. Cedar is another, and tobacco is another, and sage is another. And with this project, they brought in the cedar trees again, and so I'll have all 4 sacred plants on this site, and that to me is an accomplishment.
We met with our coalition, and we discussed how can we get people to quit smoking, and came up with a number of ideas. One of them is to have people know more about the use of traditional tobacco and the difference between traditional tobacco and commercial tobacco.
We have one traditional, or 2 plants growing this year, and we use those for ceremonial purposes only. It's a very strong plant, but in ceremonies they're used to send your message to the Creator. Your thoughts and your prayers go up with that smoke, and that's how you use tobacco. You know, a lot of things were taken from us in years, and this is kind of bringing it back and reminding us this is the way our people, our ancestors used this in the past, and this is the way we should use tobacco today. And another accomplishment that I take satisfaction in is when the grandkids can come and harvest and they have the fruits of their labor on the table.